I think that's actually very important. People to people exchanges, the youth to youth exchanges as well. Why? Olivia mentioned about it that a lot of students are also now preparing to go to China. Recently, maybe if we could say before the pandemic, because of the pandemic, I think a lot of things just got invented. We have a lot of classes now being carried out online and all that. But after the pandemic, I think the trend will resume. We will see more and more students coming to China. So the youth to youth exchange is something that we should also focus on. Because
So
also,
sorry to cut you short, Eric, but you're mentioning something very critical, which is a very important question that I have. Mentioning the youth to youth exchange, I'm guessing in this case we're talking about youths from the countries on the African continent and Chinese youths as well. But and you know we say this a lot, but the question is how. How can we enhance cultural representation on both sides? How can we make sure that we're integrating more and causing mutual exchange? How can we do that?
yes, I think what is happening here is that we actually have misunderstanding on both the sides. We Africans do not understand China. The Chinese youth also do not understand Africa. So we should actually do a lot of work in trying to actually share the African perspective with them as they are sharing the Chinese perspective with us. But also, let's also be ready to learn their culture first, you know, because we seem to also not be interested in learning the Chinese culture, but we also want them to understand the African culture. How is that going to happen? We should be ready to learn and also to share. So it's mutual learning. That's actually a mutual learning and mutual sharing of experiences. That's something that we should be focusing on. And this approach should be a down-to-earth approach. It can also happen in entrepreneurship. Let's share, you know, cooperate with the Chinese. We have a lot of them, very young ones going to Africa, investing there, but we are not getting into cooperation with them. We are not getting into cooperation with them. So let's cooperate from the grassroots, interact with them from many different angles, even in, academics. When we are doing some academic works, we can also work together. I think that's actually the best thing. And when you take a look at China, I think one thing that I actually admire about the Chinese is they are, they are so proud to promote their culture, right? We should also be proud to promote the African culture. We have a lot now. Also, as I was saying, that we should be ready to learn the Chinese culture, right? We also now have in China they have a phrase that they call "zhongguo tong," meaning someone who understands their culture more, right? But we should be ready also to have the
非洲
African
通，
Feijiu
嗯
Tong, if we are
嗯
going to say it in Chinese. A lot of Chinese who understand Africa and are ready to share the African perspective with their companions. I think that's actually something that we should be focusing on.